Hey everyone, it's Richard Metalfan here, bringing you guys a brand new 2019 album review. And today we're going to be looking into the new album from another one of my favorite bands. And as you can see below the title, today we're going to be looking into the new album from the band Soilwork entitled Verkligheten, which was released through Nuclear Blast Records. Now, Soilwork probably doesn't need an introduction. They're one of the big bands in the whole Swedish melodic death metal movement. I consider them part of like the big four of Swedish mellow death, along with like At the Gates, Dark Tranquillity, and In Flames. And Soilwork has been around for a long time. They formed in Helsingborg in Sweden. They've been around since 1995. And they've been putting out albums since their debut album, which came out in '98, called Steel Bath Suicide. And they're honestly feel like for me, Soilwork just never fails to release a bad album. Like everything these guys have done is just really great. Great, even like their older stuff, which are more mellow death. But ever since I believe Natural Born Chaos in 2002 was when it came out, they kind of switched to work more of an alternative metal sound, but still has that mellow death style. Well, and this new album, Verkligheten, which is actually Swedish for reality, for those of you don't know, and it took me a while to pronounce this name, but anyway. Wait, this new album is the follow up to their previous album, From the Ride Majestic, which came out in 2015, which I thought was a really good album. But in my opinion, I think Verklighten tops the Ride Majestic that much. It's just, like I said before, Soilwork for me just never fails to release a bad album. I pretty much have every album they got, and I still need to pick up Verklighten, but I've checked out a stream of it, and I was just like, wow, like this band could do no wrong. And just one thing to note about is the production, produced by Thomas Johansson. Like Soilwork's albums always have like really great production. Um, let's just talk about, and the vocal work on this album is really good. What can I say? I mean, Bjorn Speedstrid's vocals just are really good. She's just gotten better and better with each. I think this is pretty much his best vocal performance to date, in my opinion. Like his harsh vocals and yells that he does is so just really just heavy and intense, and I really love his clean singing. It's just really just epic and just has like a lot of power to his voice, and I think Bjorn's one of the best vocalists I've heard. Guitar wise, Sylvain Cordiet and David Anderson's guitar playing is really great. Right, just some really great leads and solos. I think I don't know who played bass on the album, since there are old bassists who played on the Right Majestic left. I don't know if one of them played bass, but I just couldn't find it out. But the bass is audible. The keyboards from Sven Karlsson, that's the one thing I like about Soilwork's sound is like the keyboards always have like a huge role in their style. Sort of like adds that epic feel to it, and this was also the first album with a new member, after a longtime drummer Dirk Verburen left, and now he's playing drums in Megadeth. And so they have a new drummer on this album. His name is Bastian Thusgaard, and he does a really great job on the drums, like filling in those shoes that Dirk had left. And I was kind of hoping he did well, and honestly, he just did a really good job on this album. But yeah, without further ado, let's dive into this album track by track. Now, it starts off with the title track of the album, Verkligheten, which gets things started with an instrumental sort of acoustic intro that does not even remotely foreshadow what it's to come. And then, bam, we hit to the next song, which is Arrival, which I think the title is kind of ironic how it just arrives with a bang. Its impact is just crushing. It's truly abrupt fashion. The listener is immediately dosed with sort of like blast beats and tremolo riffing layered over one and another, forming an utterly grandiose and theatrical wall of sound, partnered with sort of like the majesty of Bjorn's famed vocal prowess, which produce a very catchy and memorable chorus. The song is both thoroughly gripping introduction of the album and a typical display of Soilwork's ability to blend sort of like aggression and grandeur. Next on the album is Bleeder Despoiler, which is a monstrous metal mayhem continues on to here, which has like a dare of blending like aggression and towering power. Full Moon Shoals, which shifts into an initially moodier vibe on here, and here Soilwork sort of like plays around with sort of like more of a progressive kind of like like progressive rock, like metal or something, kind of like Dream Theater a bit, which it authorized like a grittier yet melodic journey that travels through the hills and valleys to craft something technically and resplendent and very ear catching. And then the guitar work on the next song, The Nurturing Glance, goes lofty before the band dips into sort of like a sleazing groove, dancing towards catchy choruses that merge into like a 5 minute plus experience that, much into the entirety of the album, is a reminder of the exceptional talents of Soilwork. When the Universe Spoke, which goes into like a jackhammering drum work, it's just painting with a truly ominous vibe that contrasts sumptuously with the track's passion-filled chorus. And this is one song that goes gruff and does so with the wondrous payoff. The next song on here is Stalfeg. I can never pronounce the name of this. This actually has a guest appearance from Elisa White-Gloves of Arch Enemy. And it sees the band returning to their expertly crafted progressive approach, unbound and traveling with sort of like new interplanetary heights. I think it's a really great song, and Bjorn's vocals just are really good on here. Just has a very epicness to his voice, and he just sounds good on this song. The Wolves Are Back in Town, which sounds just as like the title connotes. Soilwork are sort of like in your face, reclaiming their due fists raised. Witten, which this song pretty much takes us and amps up the gruff and pummeling levels, creating a driving rocker with a sing-along worthy choruses. The Ageless Whisper, which everything previous seems to culminate with this song, an infectious explosion of sounds that pulse in the growls alongside a steady time and danceable beat. And this next song is called Needles and Kin, and this has another guest appearance on here, this time from Tommy Yoten from Amorphous, and he comes on board and for just like the brutal slay, which builds up some of the most epic choruses on the entire collection. And then the album closes with the song You a Quiver, which features Dave Sheldon, which I have no idea who that is, but he's a guitar player, and he does some guest guitar work on this song. And it's a representation of Verklighten as a whole, boiling down to one epic finale that will leave you a smile on your face and your metal horns waving in the air. Overall, Verklighten by Soilwork is another great album to their discography, one of the best they've done so far. If I were to give this album a score, I'm probably going to give this a 9 out of 10. It's really that good. So yeah, that's my review of the new Soilwork, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it, and I'll see you all in the next video, and keep it metal.